Good morning guys, welcome to a brand new vlog, and you might be thinking, where are you? This isn't the apartment, this isn't BGC. We are at the airport this morning, off on another small adventure to a place that we haven't been to for a very long time, but is now back open for tourism, so that's awesome. Super early this morning, we had a 5 AM alarm, it's now 7 AM. Flight's in a few hours, but we're at Terminal 2 today, which has just undergone, we've just found out, a refurb. So we're excited to get in, see what's changed, see what's different. Welcome to the vlog, off on another adventure today. Let's see what Terminal 2 has to offer. I mean, it's so nice here. It's one of my favourite terminals because you get all these trees, you get all the nice trees, and especially at this time in the morning, it looks super nice. The road in was nice and clean and clear, not too much traffic, so let's go. So of course the usual safety procedures are in place again at the airport, sanitising, temperature checks, and there's a woman with a sign saying social distancing.
So this is actually the airport. Well, oh, good morning, hello, I'm here. George isn't on the trip alone. This is actually the airport where we usually take a flight from the Philippines to London Heathrow with Philippine Airlines. So this is kind of feeling weird, isn't it? The fact that we're here but we're travelling domestically, because I feel like we haven't actually used this airport in a domestic flight before, only just for international travel, but it's fairly busy. You can see around me. There's only a couple of people in front of us in the queue, so it's not too bad. I don't know if we're in the correct queue, I couldn't actually see any signs, but maybe it's just, you just check in and for any flight and they'll just print your boarding pass and stuff. But we've got all the travel documents needed, and we've had obviously all of our tests and things, but we'll explain that a little bit later once we've got these this face mask and face shield off, so you can hear us a little bit better. We do try and film these vlogs with these on, and we appreciate you may not be able to understand us as clearly as usual or even read our lips moving. It's just sound, but I hope you guys can hear us well enough. And we're going to get all checked in now, and we'll see you guys when we're through the security and everything, and we can explain where we're going, show you guys around the airport a little bit more, and also what we've done to be able to go to where we're travel to where we're going today.
Can you double check your names? Bound for Tagbilaran.
Okay, we made it through all the checkpoints, everything we needed to do. It takes a lot longer these days to actually get through security and the checking in process. We had to show a QR code for the airline. We had to show our hotel booking, flight booking, our negative swab test, etc, etc. But we're flying off very, very soon.
So in terms of what we needed to actually fly today, it's a similar kind of story to when we went to Boracay, and this time actually we didn't need to do a swab test through our nose. We actually did a saliva test. It was a very interesting experience. You actually have to fill, sorry if this is gross to anyone, you actually have to fill a little pot up about this big, and it takes a little bit longer than you might expect. We were there for around 5 minutes doing it, but it means that there's no swab test, which is good. But I do believe that on the 4th day of this trip, the whole tourism now say that I think it's after your 3rd day, so if you spend longer than 3 days there, you need to get another swab test whilst you're there, and I think that is going to be a nose one that we'll have to have at the hotel later, but that's okay. It means that we're making sure that we're following all the protocols and stuff for the actual island, so that's good. And it also ensures that everyone at the hotel is safe as well. We had our PCR test, RT-PCR test, but saliva test this time, which is no longer ago than 72 hours from now, from when our flight leaves, so that's all good. We had that a couple of days ago. The results took 24 hours. It was with Red Cross. The hotel that we're staying at actually arranged it for us. It was with Red Cross in Market in BGC. It was on their 3rd level of their car park, I think, and you can book it online. And I think this one costs around 2,000 pesos, but if you guys are travelling and you want to try the saliva test instead of the swab test, make sure that the place you're going accepts that and the airline accepts it as well. So just to make sure you won't get denied entry, because that would suck kind of if you did it somewhere that's not actually allowing it. And obviously rules change all the time, so make sure you're checking it up until when you leave as well. So as well as that, we have to show at the airport our hotel confirmation, of course our flight booking as well, And then again, we've emailed all these details and our itinerary to the tourism board of where we're going, and they sent us over a QR code. And then we've just done everything at the check-in counter, showed it to the lady at the check-in counter on our phones. She scanned everything she needed to scan. We've used a Trace app again as well, which kind of logs where you are, and that means that there's like a track of where we've been on our phones that's linked up to us as well. So like George was saying, it's a much longer process, but if it means that we're allowed to travel in a safe way where we're keeping safe and everyone around us is safe as well, I think it's worth it. And I mean, we're not just going away for like one night, we're away for I think 4 nights this time with 5 days, so it's quite a lot of work behind the scenes before you go, but hopefully once we're there, other than the extra swab test, we can just enjoy. So where we're going? Where are we going? Can I say now? Before I tell you, is it going to be in the title?
Possibly.
It may already be in the title, I've got no idea. Think chocolate. Think tiny monkeys. Think beautiful beaches. Think, what else? Think a forest, man-made. Anything else?
A river.
Think a river. Think island hopping. You guessed it, we are going to Bohol, which is actually one of our favourite islands, isn't it? We haven't been for a long time, but I think we've been 4 times already, or 3 times. It's somewhere we've explored quite a lot of, but we always stay on Tagbilaran and we always drive north on a scooter, and we've done like Chocolate Hills, Tarzay Sanctuary, Man-Made River, Man-Made Forest, Lombok River, and we've done a lot of the north side and the actual main island of Bohol, but an area we haven't explored that much. I mean, when we go to Bohol, we usually spend the day there on the beach, right, like once, but we haven't spent that much time there, and that is Panglao Island, and that's where we're actually going to be staying this time. It's probably the more touristy area and probably the more popular area with tourists, I'd say, to actually stay on, so it's going to be exciting staying there and being right by the beach. We've been invited by the Bellevue Resort in Bohol for this trip, and they've got a lot of fun stuff planned for us while we're there. The resort looks really nice, it's right on the beach, so we're going to show you when we get there later on.
So we are boarding very soon. We're just killing a little bit of time. We actually managed to get here way earlier than we usually would, which is pretty decent of us, I think, because we used to, when we were traveling so much, we used to get our timing so good, we'd arrive at the airport with very little time in between, but today we got over an hour until we actually board. It's only an hour-and-a-half flight, and I quickly want to mention that our flights today have been kindly provided by Arc Travel, who are a travel agency. We'll pop their Instagram on the screen and we'll leave them in the description. They really helped us out. They booked all our flights and took care of the whole booking process and helped us through what we needed to do to actually get on a plane today. So check out Arc Travel if you're looking for flights, hotels, tours, that kind of thing. They cover all of those. So yeah, huge thanks to those guys at Arc Travel, and check them out in the description.
So as George was saying earlier, this has had some refurbishments during the lockdown, and apparently because it was locked down and of course most flights weren't actually running, especially the domestic ones, as most flights weren't running, they could actually speed up the whole process for the refurb because no one was here, no one was using the runway, and it made it all go a lot quicker. So I'm just going to do a little fact section to show you guys what we're talking about. Apparently over 400 million pesos was spent on the runway upgrade, and over 500 million was allocated for the Terminal 2 expansion. So can you figure out where the expansion is?
No. From here, no.
It must be this way, right? Mm-hmm. So 2,800 square feet expansion has been made in the actual Terminal 2 area here, as well as the new runway. It's been redone. I think it's going to speed things up, and it's going to allow for more traffic to come through the airport. So yeah, very cool to see some developments at the airport. Even if you can't see them in person, it's good to know that there's progress being made here, that when tourism opens again and people can come in, it's going to make the whole process even better for people. Okay, time to board our flight. That was not too long a wait, was it?
Not
I think
too
we
bad.
arrived around 2 hours before our flight, and we had to wait for maybe 40 minutes or something, but we're... Hi, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you guys.
Wow, only like a week and a half after our Boracay trip, we're off again. We only spent a few days in Manila, had a very busy few days, didn't we? We've not stopped, it's been hectic.
But we missed the beach.
Yeah.
We got a taste for the beach life again.
Now we're on our way back. We're making use of these things called passports that we own. And actually, yeah, getting some use out of
But
them.
all in a safe way, of course.
Exactly.
We're going to show you guys how it is in Bohol.
Yeah.
And hopefully we've documented the airport process and things.
Yeah.
And we can start to travel again a little bit in a safe way.
Yeah.
Morning. Oh, it smells like a plane.
It smells like biscuits.
It does actually.
Hi. Thanks so much.
Good morning. Oh, this would have done nicely, you know.
We're seat 66. We've got a long walk.
All right.